Here with us now is our legal contributor, Jamie Floyd. Jamie, he took the stand about an hour ago. He also testified that he's been on antidepressants and medication since the shooting, saying that he has those nightmares. How is that going to affect the jury in South Africa?
Well, one thing that Oscar Pistorius has working against him is that he doesn't have a jury. They don't have juries anymore. That was abolished back in the 60s. They have a judge, and this judge has chosen to work with 2 assessors, so that may help. He's got 3 people.
And she's a hard-line judge by South African standards.
Yes, especially on women's issues. That is her cause. So, but she does have 2 assessors who will help her decide, so that's closer to the jury system that we have here. And he's got to take the stand here. And I think the fact that he's taking the antidepressants, that he's got to have the sleeping medication, that shows that he's been deeply affected and arguably that he feels some remorse. Of course, the counter argument is that he might feel all of that even if he were guilty.
Now, we don't see him testifying, but we did see him reacting to earlier testimony because the judges said that the witnesses can't be shown. Will this work for or against him?
You're talking about all his reactions in court to the evidence. Well, again, that could go to guilt. That could go to remorse, whether he did it or not. You know, what happens in court is not evidence, right? What he does in court, the retching, the crying, the plugging ears up.
But that does play on the minds of those present.
I think that's right. I think that is absolutely right. And that's why we as lawyers counsel our clients so much about how they behave in court. No outbursts, no anger to the testimony that you hear. Please don't say anything out loud in court, because it does have an effect on the finder of fact. There's no doubt about it, Del.
But it has an effect on the finder of fact when the finder of fact is a jury. But as you indicated, this is a judge.
Yeah.
Judges, by their very nature, have seen a lot more than the average juror. Does it play well to a judge, or does it backfire?
I think it has an effect on the judge. I don't think it backfires. I think the difference, Del, is that a judge is much more capable of looking at the evidence and the law independent of outside influences. They're much more capable of going back into that deliberation room, or in chambers, more specifically here, and clearing their head of all of the distractions, looking at the facts, looking at the law, and making a determination.
When we see this case, we automatically conjure up memories of O.J., the Dream Team, but this is South Africa. How does South Africa differ from the United States when it comes to a trial like that?
Well, we've already talked about the fact that they don't have the jury, and that they have a fact finder that's less open to manipulation. That's key. But you know, it's remarkably similar. They have the presumption of innocence. They have the requirement that the defendant be proved guilty, that he doesn't have to prove himself innocent. And you know, it's really quite something that they have the televised trial, but in this case, the judge makes decisions about what will be televised. You notice how much more control there is in this courtroom than there was in the Simpson case and in all those cases that have come before in our country. Their system is quite similar, and their constitution is quite similar, but really the rules of common law are dictating what evidence comes in their courtroom.
He is a celebrity, but then again, so was she.
Yes.
In the war of celebrity figures in this case, who wins?
Well, that's a very, very important question, and a good question, and it really shouldn't be about celebrity, should it? But unfortunately, in their system of justice, as much as in ours, the celebrity factor seems to matter almost as much as the law, doesn't it?
Jamie Floyd, our legal contributor here at Al Jazeera America. Jamie, thank you very much.